Okay. Today I thought I shared about meditative state, meditation, and why is our brain a powerful weapon to the universe? Like, why is our brain a powerful weapon? Meaning, like, whatever your inner thoughts, either positive or negative, it could affect your life, and it could be a great dynamic, or it also could be a very severely damaging effect, whatever you bring, and also whatever like whatever type of form or whatever you attribute in life and choices that you make as a person and things that you involve with also. It could be in a positive aspect, or also it can be a very negative aspect. Me personally, I thought I'd share this because I meditated for the last 2 years. In the year 2023, I decided to quit meditation to see if I'll be more emotional and understanding about emotions. And it's good to have emotions, but I realized that those emotions I was feeling were not the positive type of emotions or the negative type of emotions, and it brings out flashbacks of the past. And to be very emotional aspect, it's a very good and a very, could be a positive or a negative, but it's like a negative atom to a positive atom and of the electrons, so it depends, right? But you have to be very aware and attentive and of your conscious of your brain, and also being emotional, because many studies have proven about why you have to control your emotions, and if you don't allow it to control you, that's why I had to be very wary on people when they ask me these kind of questions, like you have to be very emotional, you need to have emotions, and it's good to have emotions, but we have to be very aware and mindfulness is a good factor, and we need to know when to use them and when to control them, because if you can control your emotions, that's a huge factor about the human condition of the brain and things it could cause. People have discussed this in many type of forms and discussions about that. So I was gonna finish my I really like matcha, like big time. I drink matcha, lemonade, matcha, tea, matcha is my thing. So the last 2 years that I meditated was very beneficial for me. It also conducted great experiences. I got to see the world differently. I got to travel. I got to I've saw more things differently, but also like the very positive way. And it also benefited me good ways in my health and also discipline. And I was exercising more often, which is a good common factor. It's good to exercise. People tend to be unfocused or distracted because of many things. And I'm going to discuss about these 3 main factors. It's people, environment, and devices, electronical devices, because that's the world we live in today that's been affecting the human mental body and health and so many things. So the moment when I kind of quit my meditations, and like I really got very emotional, I was getting flashbacks. I will not discuss mostly about my personal stuff about trauma, because it's a very delicate matter, and also like I always say, the world we live in, the public view, some people have good intentions, not many do, and that's the reality. Not many have good intentions and some do, but that's the part of the world we live in. So when I was contacting some childhood and also an 18-wheeler accident to a loss of a relationship or stuff that happens in life, it really affected me in the 2023 when I quit myself in meditation. It really gave me flashbacks and feel like those emotions. And what type of emotions do we feel? So the kind of emotions that we get in those, we feel the guilt, the shame, the grief, so many things. And it's not very beneficial for us, because some of us, we can cope with it, and that leads us to a way to get some type of medication and things, to escape. And ways to escape people do it today to escape stuff because they're afraid, or try to do, is go through get these medications, go through a way to escape from the electronic devices. Many people, so like I said, medication, electronic devices, like video games. I'm personally stay away from that for many reasons, but many people go for that. Video games, and I think they go for social interactions on there for, I don't know, because I don't download apps these days because it really affects people. I think it's TikTok. Well, TikTok is very common, but I think Twitch or whatever that's called, I think if I said it right. The other thing is environments where they go through escape from their traumas or things. They go through their friends or environments, and also alcohol. They try to escape from that. Alcohol is a disgrace. I personally tried it once. I'm never going back there again. I never liked it. I never do. I do it once in a blue moon. If I do, it has to be a relative of mine or a close relative or a friend that I know, at least for many years, that I trust. I barely stay away from that stuff. I don't like it. I just don't like the taste of it. But many people do escape in those forms to cope with their traumas, and that's a huge dynamic negative aspect of that. So when I spend those 2 years, I don't get those flashbacks. I never had it. And when I did start it this year, I got a huge emotional wreck. I was going through those emotions, but I realized that those emotions that you have are not actually like positive emotions. They're very negative. They're the type of emotions that you want to stay away from. They're those type of emotions that makes you anxious, gives you those headaches. I never get headaches at all, and I think this year I was experiencing them. That's kind of a miracle to me because I never get headaches. Also, how do I bring this up? Like, not just anxiety, but like anger. It's like increasing anger, and that's not a good thing. Having anger is never a good thing. So when I met a person, they were discussing about EQ, or emotional intelligence. There were so many people that I've been discussing about this, about emotion. It's good to have emotions, but we need to learn how to control our emotions. We cannot let the emotions get the best of us, because if you get the emotions the best of you, you're out of state. And that's a really dangerous dynamic, and we need to stay away from that type of form. So I thought I'd share this because my life experience and what I've been through, I'm speaking from my life experience and speaking the truth about this. So not many people, well, some do. I've read this book. It's Becoming Supernatural, How Common People Are Doing the Uncommon, by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Dr. Joe Dispenza is amazing. Did an amazing job about this book. And I thought I shared about this stuff because it's truth. It speaks the truth about the medical field. And I personally was going to go to this university, a Christian university, to be a surgeon, to be a doctor surgeon. And I realized that was not my pursuit after what I experienced. And I thought I'd share this because of that. So, Anna was an emotional, mental, and physical wreck, and although she had the best doctors and the latest medications from a reputable hospital, she was not getting any better. By 2009, 2 years after the death of her husband, she was diagnosed with clinical depression. So she started taking even more medication. Consequently, Anna's mood swung widely from anger to grief to pain to suffering to hopelessness to frustration to fear to hatred, because those emotions influenced her actions. Her behavior became somewhat irrational. The choice to change became Anna's quest. After she decided to stop all the treatments and all the medications for her various physical illnesses, although she continued to take her antidepressants, she didn't tell the doctors and nurses, and she was not coming back for treatment. She simply did not show up anymore. No one ever called her or asked her why. Only her family doctor contacted Anna to express her concern. The moment Anna experienced this new life in the meditation, a burst of joy and light came into her body. She felt a relief on a deep visceral level. She knew she was something or someone greater, much grander than her physical body. In this state of intense joy, she felt such delight and such immense gratitude that she burst into laughter. And at that moment, Anna knew she was going to be okay. From then on, she developed so much trust, joy, love, and gratitude that her meditations became easier and easier, and she began so much deeper. So it's crazy to believe that, especially in the medical field, many people have been diagnosed with these antidepressants or so many pills that they prescribe them, and they get even more sick. Her story is so fascinating to me because not personally me, but I've seen friends or family that have been through this, that they go through severe sadness of depression, then they start to get emotional state of other diseases. Like in her story, in this book, in her story with Anna, she was starting to get some tumor in her body, then it led to cancer, then she got this severe saliva infection in her body, all this negativity. Because you got to understand, anything that you put out there, every negative thought, it's going to affect on your human body. It's going to affect your head. It affects your whole conduct. Because let me be honest, the brain is the conductor of the whole orchestra. It's the way that plays the instrument, you know, it's the conductor. So you got to be very aware what you do in life, and generally also those negative emotions left her to severe diseases in her body. And it's amazing to see that when she started to be in the meditative state or doing her meditation daily, her body turned to process differently in a different dynamic and shifted to the positive state of mindset. And she realized that she had to cope with the reality of her life, but she was living in the moment. And it's good to live in the present. Many people tend to live in the past, and that what affects them for their mental state, what affect their future, and what's going to happen to them in their future. And I'm just giving this as a piece of advice. Whoever resonates them, I hope it helps them. I'm not here to heal anybody, but I'm here to express and to experience through my inner life, and also to share this to help somebody out there, whoever needs this. This is not me to be a type of healer or I'll be a prescribed or have that type of degree to be the conductor of helping others. My goal is to share, and I hope it resonates somebody to benefit them. So whatever you do in life, whatever you benefit, those prescribed pills, or also those things that you take every day, you got to be very aware what you're putting yourself in your body. But also why I want to share about my meditation. And people think meditation is just, like I said, crossing your legs, sitting on the floor, and keeping that mindset with clear thoughts. It's not only that, there are different ways to be in the meditation state. In a meditative state, as what I call it, there's the meditation walk, and also there's the meditation, what I do, the meditation prayer, which is, I think the meditation prayer is more powerful because you're spending more connection with God. And to me, it's like people pray constantly in just a very short term, but when you spend a spiritual level and having that connection with a higher being, God is a different dynamic. It's a most blissful thing, because many people see it as praying in just the common sense, or like those deadly prayers, not like a spiritual level or a connection with Him or thinking about Him. And it's best to pray every single day, but it's not only just like praying every single day, it's like having a connection, a relationship built in, like He is your father or something. And it's very beneficial, and it has proven to me that it benefited many people in the long run. And why is it important to be in the meditative state? And like I said, the world right now that we live in is very drifted to distractions and to get us to be in a place that we're not driven, that we're not focused. So when I discuss about these things, being in a meditative state, you have to be very aware that it's about those environments and the places and the people and the devices, electronic devices have adapted to carry the person's thoughts differently, and it could affect them from the long run. So let me discuss about environments, okay? So once you elevated through meditative state, you got to be very attentive and aware that people do see that you are elevated to a higher frequency, or that you're in a protective energy. Your energy is really protective, and it's really important to know that there are different human beings out there that are in the constant low vibration energy, or they're just very negative people. You need to understand that, like the universe, the science, like the electron, there is the positive atom and there's the negative atom, and we have to be very conscious and aware that there are people out there that do see that you are elevated higher in a great frequency, and you have to imagine that you are the light with the being, with God, or with any type of whatever resonates in your end, okay? But you understand that there are people out there that don't want to see that, and they will try to diminish it. So don't allow any other person out there to diminish your light, and you have to be aware to not allow any type of human out there to diminish with their own negativity of thoughts. You can heal others, but like I said, not many people were willing to comprehend and understand, because they have to work on their own inner shadow. They have to deal with their own by themselves. Nobody can help others. It's only within themselves. So it's best to be really aware out there in whatever you reciprocate with others. And like I said, I always mentioned at the very beginning, like there's some good people with good and there's bad people with bad intentions. You have to be very precise about that. So if a person that sees that you're doing well in the spiritual level, in the positive level, in the healthy level, you gotta be very attentive that that person does not want to see you in the good position. There are other things I want to discuss about those environments. So people that you cross with, I heard have friends or people that I came across with that tend to cope with their traumas with an escape form, with those friends that take them to these parties or to those places that have alcohol or things that will linger their health, that will damage their health. And you got to be very aware if those are good people that around you that want to see your support and see you grow. If you notice they don't want to see you grow as a person, you have to cut ties with them with a good benefit of it, because what matters the most is within you in the future of yourself as a person. And also you got to be very aware that your life is going to change, and it's because of you. You have to be aware every time you wake up. You have to have that disciplined mindset, the meditative state. It's important to have that meditative state to help you and to cope that discipline that you need. Also, the secondary thing, and the environment, the people, the device, the electronic devices, people escape so many forms. Right now we do live in a digital age. People tend to escape through these social apps, and also the number one things, those video games, and also the validation of social media to gain more followers or whatever they do to get that like whatever they're trying to benefit them from it. You got to be aware that not all of them is not beneficial from the long run, so you have to stay away from those things. The electronic devices already know, it's already programmed to know what you like. And I want to let you know that the CPU, the part of the computer, it's the brain itself, and it's already programmed to know what your desires are. It's already know what you want in life, and it's already programmed to make you be stuck on those devices for many long hours, because it already knows the algorithm. And I mean, it's just not about the algorithm, but it's mostly that it's like a brain itself, and you have to be very aware that these devices are pretty much in the control of you. You have to be really careful about those stuff. You have to be very careful. You have to be really aware of those things. And I thought I'd share these things because, not just because of life experiences, but it's the modern world we live in today, and we have to be very, and be in that meditative state every day in our lives. And I hope you read that book. It's very beneficial, and also it will benefit you from a really great long run in your life. And like I said, I hope this helps somebody, but like I said, I can't help anybody who has severe diagnosis that I don't know where they're coming from at their end, like I said, because every individual has their own way of thinking and they have their own thoughts. But I like to benefit others and help others in this world that we live in the community that we're at, because the world has drifted in the negative type of form, so that people can have their own inner thoughts of thinking and be in that meditative state. So whatever you reciprocate through your choices in life and the world around you, you have to be very aware to be in the positive state, and it will contribute and attribute the better way of life forms in your life in the long run, and it's very beneficial. So I thought I'd share this, and I hope this benefits from anybody. And I hope I share more things, insightful thoughts, and deeper thinking of stuff in life. And also the world that we live in is stuck with this new technology. Also discuss about that stuff too, because it's creating a great dynamic to a positive and a negative. So I hope this resonates somebody out there. Thank you.